All right, how you doing Saturday night, everybody? It is rainy here and stormy. Like, how weird, right? I mean, we had kind of skipped fall, went to an early winter. Now all of a sudden it warmed up again, and we had big time storms come through here tonight. It's kind of crazy. Hopefully, we're not going to have any storms that come through and knock out our power or do anything like that this evening. Hopefully. But if it happens, I'll always get us back online as quickly as I can. So tonight we're opening two different things. We're going to open a little Absolute basketball and some Archives baseball that I guess I kind of had stashed somewhere and maybe didn't quite get opened right when it came out, huh? Yeah, that's what happened there. But before we start ripping into our boxes and our packs, little information to go over, so let's get started with that up first. This is a break that I've been working on actually for probably about a week or maybe a little more than, and we're not getting a whole lot of traction on it. So if you guys aren't interested in it, we may just bail out of it, and I'll put it up on eBay, or I'll sell the case or something. I don't know. So if there is anybody else interested in this, it's kind of that speak now or forever hold your peace kind of time, because I'm pretty close to shutting this one down. But if you are interested, it is a random team break for a case of 2017-18 Leaf Greatest Hits basketball. Those are buyback cards, of course, adding into it a box of 16-17 Grand Reserve, where only the hits will ship out of the Grand Reserve, not the base cards. And then, of course, each box of the Leaf also has an original autographed Leaf card in it. $100 a spot. Gets you two teams, all in, shipping costs included, etc. Rest of it you see there on the screen. So if you're interested in any of that, hit me up, send me a message here in chat, send me a message on eBay. You can send me a message to leaderofthepackbreaks@gmail.com. All right. We are taking a look right now at some feedback stuff. Yeah, I put this up there because it seems like, oddly enough, it comes up a lot. So I just incorporated it in, I don't know, probably a year or so ago. Just to let you know, my feedback is automated on eBay. What that means to you is anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get it in return. And they do count them all. Somebody asked me that recently too. So if you leave 10 for me, you're going to get 10 back, and it'll show all 10 for you and all 10 for me. So however, they do count them all. And the other message there, the most important one, of course, is to say thanks, because I do appreciate everyone who spends part of their evening with me, or maybe you're watching it later on the replay. And of course, always thank those who bid and break and chat and hang out with me. Taking a look now at the breaks that are listed on eBay. So this is the stuff that will be breaking over the next 5 days that is up and available for bidding right at this moment. And you know what I just remembered? Daggone it. I was supposed to cancel somebody's bid in something, and I forgot what. Something he didn't, that ends in like a Tuesday. I got to remember what that is. If whoever that was, you sent me a message asking me you meant to bid on Absolute 1 and you bid on Absolute 3, but I can't remember whose bid I was supposed to cancel. Yikes, that just hit me. Anyway, so tomorrow night we're going to start early at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Pacific. No, 6, that's right, 9 and 6, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. See, I was still thinking about what bid I was supposed to cancel. We will open a 2018 Hit Parade 4th and Goal football box. It has 4 autographed memorabilia items in it, full-size helmet, mini helmet, jersey, and photograph, and also a 12-box case of Prism basketball. On Monday, we're going to open a half case of 2018-19 Flawless Collegiate basketball and a 5th case of Immaculate football. Tuesday, we'll open a half case of 2015 Black Gold football and another case of Absolute basketball. Wednesday, we'll open 6 boxes of 2018 Topps Inception baseball, 6 boxes of 2018 Bowman Chrome HTA/Jumbo baseball, which is a half case quantity, and will give us, of course, that version of Bowman Chrome is all hits. There's no base cards in that one. And a new product comes out on Wednesday. That's Obsidian football. We'll open up a case of that too. Thursday night, we will open another 12-box case of Prism, because I'm a glutton for punishment. I love sorting those gigantic breaks that take me half my life. Yeah, no, I don't mind breaking them, but ooh, the sorting isn't very much fun on those big ones. All right, so our info for tonight. We didn't have any free shipping breaks tonight, so we don't have to worry about that. Our paid shipping breaks are Absolute, which is going to be broken first tonight, then Archives Baseball, which is our second break tonight. Both are projected to get out the door no later than Wednesday. Probably going to get out the door sooner than that, but should be no later than Wednesday. Archives, you don't need to worry about consolation cards. There's a ton of cards in that case, and absolutely everybody will pull cards of some sort in that one. In Absolute Basketball, it is possible that you could pull nothing. We hope you don't, but it's possible that you could. If that happens, any consolation cards that you're due will ship out to you with the rest of your break. With the rest of the break, I should say, because it's a paid shipping break. So first up tonight is our 10-box case of 2018-19 Absolute Basketball full case break, break number 2. This just came out, right? So there you go. We're busting right into it right away. And, of course, everything we're opening tonight into tonight, Saturday night, the 1st of December. Like, I can't believe we're already at December. Like, where did our year go? And, of course, team names are there on the left-hand side. Our winning bidders are across from it on the right-hand side. And we'll put a new spreadsheet up before we do Archives. So that is, if you're in the Archives break, you'll see your name up there in a little bit. Last but not least, I don't use autofocus in these breaks. I'm currently manually setting the focus. And that's why the background goes out of focus a little, because I like to look at everything up really close. I know, right? Because I'm crazy like that. I want to see it like as close as I can get to it. All right, who is in chat tonight? Jay Allen is here. T. Cassidy's here. Brody's here. Greg is here. And, oh, we have Jay Allen and then Alan J. Ooh, it's like the mirror image. How about that? I like that plan. Greg, you're not in Absolute tonight, huh? Christopher's here, too. Hi, Christopher. Oh, boy, look at that. I knocked over a whole bunch of stuff. I knocked over all my pretty stuff that's supposed to be the background, so you don't just have to look at ugly, bare stuff. I make pretty little box backgrounds, and then I knock my pretty little box backgrounds over. So how about that? Yeah. So each of our master boxes has in it 2 mini boxes. Before we do anything else, I'm going to get all the mini boxes out of here because it's a lot of packaging. And I don't know, no matter how we do it, it takes forever to get it all out of the packages. But for, I don't know, whatever reason, I like to do it this way first. So, I mean, you know, so take them all out first and get them all settled and situated. And so that's what we're going to do. Greg, nothing is up tonight. All the spots sold, and I believe pretty much everybody had paid. If there was anything that wasn't paid, it was something from, you know, somebody that I knew. I just remember looking at it thinking, yeah, there was nothing to worry about. So either it all got paid or it was something from somebody that I already knew about. Christopher, Thursday's Prism is already up on eBay. All that stuff that I just showed you guys on that spreadsheet is all already listed on eBay. Yeah. So, of course, depends on how you sort it. If you sort it by way of recently listed versus ending soonest, the Prism would be the first thing that you see. Obviously, if you sorted it the opposite way, ending soonest, it would be the last break you would see. But it is the most recent thing that got put up on eBay. So, yeah, you should find that. Yeah, Greg, those loose boxes of Inception, which you all know, that was an ordeal for me to find those things anyway. And then when I did find them, turns out that Latchman ended up not wanting them. So what I did was just put them together and made us a break. So indeed, that is what that does. I know, Gina. Gina's like, it's so confusing with Jay Allen and Alan J. I know, I'm probably going to say it backwards at least twice tonight, or maybe more. You never know. Alan, this basketball break is pretty quick. Even though this is a case, each one of these mini boxes only has 3 cards in it. The entire case has 60 cards in it. It depends on whether or not we find redemptions that we have to go look up, or whether or not we have, you know, anything we need to use random for. But if we don't find anything like that, if it's just a straight up, you know, easy start, easy finish kind of thing, probably half hour, something like that, maybe not even. Oh, look at that. Gina said 28 minutes. She's on it. Gina's on it. Jay Allen, you need the thunder, huh? The lightning and the thunder. Greg says this would be a lot easier if Panini would put it all in one box. You know what? I don't disagree with you on that, Greg, but they package so much of this stuff really with hobby shops in mind. So that's why they have the 2 mini boxes, because then it would give the hobby shop the option, of course, to sell it as the full box, or if like people thought that price was too high or they were having trouble selling it that way, then they would be able to, you know, bust it up into 2 mini boxes. Okay, so well, of course, you guys know we have encased uncirculated cards. Those are the only base cards we're going to find in here. There's 1 rookie and 1 veteran in every mini box, so rookies and veterans. So first out, Devontae Graham for the Hornets is our rookie, and our first veteran out is Joel Embiid for the 76ers. Then our remaining cards in each mini box are all hits. They obviously going to be either autograph or relics, and no base other than the uncirculated base, of course, that we find in the little encased cards. Alrighty, so let's see what we've got. If I can manage to get a sleeve open, that might be helpful, right? Perhaps. So, first out, we have a relic, numbered to 149. It is Bruce Brown and the Pistons. Next up is Kyle Korver for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And Mr. Kyle Korver here is numbered to 10, I believe that says. Yeah, number 2 of 10. So if you got the Cavaliers, I guess that's a good way to start the night. Numbered to 75, you have Kevin Huerter for the Atlanta Hawks. And then we have Grayson Allen to 25 for the Jazz. So, yeah, too soon to tell, I guess, about that kid, but he is from Duke, so that usually does inspire a little bit of collecting just in and of itself, much like my UK Wildcats. You know, my Wildcats have a lot of guys in the pros and people that follow them. So too the Duke Blue Devils. All right, our veteran card, uncirculated, is Vucevic for the Magic. Our rookie, yeah, it's Luka Doncic, nice, for the Dallas Mavericks. I see our case hit is coming up here in a second. For those of you who might not be familiar with it, the case hit is always a redemption because it is a glass card. It's an etched glass card, and those things are really cool. They have had them in Absolute for years. They actually took them away from Absolute football this year. They only left us with them in basketball, so enjoy it while you can. To 149, there's Nerlens Noel with a relic for the Thunder. Then we have Troy Brown Jr. again with a relic. This one's numbered to 10, and yet they still give us only like one color. Come on, man. When it's numbered to 10, why couldn't I have had... Oh, wait, I do. I do have a little extra something. I do. We have red. I didn't see that somehow. I thought that blended into the card there for a minute. Into the background of the card. Okay, now I feel better. Feel better. It's to 10, and we've got a second color on it. Mikal Bridges to 149. You've got 3 relics and the autograph there for the Phoenix Suns. Well, well, well. Warriors, would you like to have a Kevin Durant autograph to 15? Yeah, I bet you would. I bet you would, because guess what? The Warriors didn't bring all that much money. So you just made a nice, handy little profit with KD to 15. We're going to go ahead and look at this. Most of the time we keep this face down and we look at it at the end of the break, but I decided I wanted to look at it right now. And it's the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and that will be, of course, the Milwaukee Bucks. But we will go to the Panini website and verify that team before the break is over so that everybody can see it. And you don't just have to rely on me saying that it's the Bucks. I'll actually show you on the Panini website that it is. So, did you guys, some of you were in this product last night too. And for those of you who were in it last night, on release night, you were probably pleasantly surprised. I got your breakout to you today. Yeah, how you like that? It's already on the way. My mail carrier stopped by this morning and told me he was going to do a really late pickup. And so he would give me a heads up that I could get some extra stuff done because usually Saturdays is an easy day. So, buddy, I did. I loaded him up. D'Angelo Russell and the Brooklyn Nets. That's our uncirculated veteran. Our uncirculated rookie is my man Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Clippers. Numbered to 75, the Lakers and Kobe Bryant. Yes, Jay Allen, I did. I got it all out the door, and he picked it up. It was kind of late. It was probably close to 5 o'clock when he picked it up. So I don't know at what point it will update. Like the post office system sometimes doesn't update to show that until like late at night or the next morning. But the next time they do the update, you should see that. Numbered to 99, it's Anthony Simons and the Trailblazers. Then we have Danny Granger, Relic, Pacers to 149. And behind that, numbered to, I think that says 49, is Zaire Smith, 76ers, and 6 relics to go there as well. But yes, I thought you guys would be happy that I got that out today, because that way, you know what, for those of you who want to resell, you'll get it on the front side. Yes, Greg, it is definitely supposed to always show in eBay when it ships out. For sure, it shows that. But, you know, sometimes, especially over the weekend, sometimes I'm printing labels and it will show shipped, but really it doesn't get picked up until Monday. And then, you know, the label has Monday's date on it. But that's why I was saying, even though the label printed really late today after the normal time when my post office would have been closed, it did, in fact, really go out today because he picked it up late. So it's really on its way already, not just pre-printed for Monday. Colin Sexton, Cleveland Cavaliers, our uncirculated rookie. And our uncirculated veteran is my man Devin Booker for the Phoenix Suns. Oh, Jay Allen, you stay on top of shipping, do you? Make sure that the porch pirates don't get your stuff. That's very smart, man, because I tell you, they are out in force. Like I put a big note on my door. This is Dennis Schroeder for the Thunder. It's numbered to 199 with that relic. Because you know how we were talking the other day about how lately, you know, UPS especially and somewhat FedEx, they've just been dropping stuff and not knocking on the door, ringing the bell, nothing. Timberwolves, Okogie, or Okogie, whatever. You know I'm going to pronounce it wrong. That's numbered to 125. So I actually hung a big sign on the door that said, knock on the door when you are delivering something. You know, basically do not just leave it. That is Klay Thompson and the Warriors to 199. As one of you said the other night about having put out a dog house and put that note on it like, hey, a-holes, leave my packages in here or something like that. My note's a little nicer than that, but like not much. This is for the Blazers. You have another Anthony Simons, but guess what? This is Draft Day ink, so it is on card, and it is numbered to 125 for the Portland Trail Blazers. But so far, I have to say, so far, my note has worked. So they have actually been knocking or ringing when they drop the packages, but they still run as fast as they can after they do it. I mean, I can be 5 steps from the door, and by the time I get the door open, they're driving down the street. So I don't know if they're like afraid that I'm going to open up the door and give them something that they have to take, you know, to ship or what. But they're like ring and gone. Chicago Bulls, Zach LaVine, our uncirculated veteran. Our uncirculated rookie is Marvin Bagley for the Sacramento Kings. Well, Jay Allen, my regular UPS guy is actually great here. His name is Rico, and I see Rico most days of the week, but he doesn't work on the Saturday delivery schedule ever. And every once in a while, he's off through the week, or every once in a while, another driver will have my packages instead of him. But most of the time, if it's Rico, like, he definitely knows and doesn't just leave it. He always lets me know he's here. That's to 75. It's Klay Thompson and the Warriors. And this is Diop, number 210 for the T-Wolves with a little rookie ink. For the Jazz, numbered to 149, it's Derek Favors. Now, where I have run into problems is when I get substitute UPS drivers or a driver on a different, you know, like not Rico, so they give somebody else my area for the day. That's where I've had problems with UPS. Lonnie Walker with some draft day ink, another on-card hard-signed autograph there to 125 for the Spurs on it. And I have a lot of problems with FedEx not ringing the bell. And I've had the worst problem, actually, with Amazon, who has taken to delivering their own stuff in my market. I think I told you guys this the other night. And they're terrible. I don't think they've gotten but one of my orders right since they started doing their own delivery. They load it on the wrong truck, and the person comes, and then they search and search and search and say they don't have it, and they drive away. And then the next day, somebody else will bring it instead. And they're the ones who left it out in the rain, or part of the way out in the rain one night. And, of course, UPS did that one night, too. Instead of putting it, you know, all the way up on the porch. I don't know, but the Amazon guys, they got to get their stuff together. An uncirculated rookie is DeAnthony Melton for the Phoenix Suns. Our uncirculated vet is Donovan Mitchell for the Jazz. Still hard for me to get used to not calling him a rookie. We just finished up the last of the 17-18 products not that long ago. Sean Marion for the Mavericks to 149. Oh, Kings. That is Marvin Bagley to 25. Sweet. You have got 4 relics. One patch that's just gray, a couple of 2-color patches, a piece of the basketball. Of course, that signature is the money. And then numbered to 25. Sure doesn't hurt anything. Number to 199, that's DeMar DeRozan for the Spurs. I know he's in a Raptors uniform, but the card does correctly note his current team of the Spurs, which is, of course, where it will be sent. Elfrid Payton comes out for the Pelicans. Nola, numbered to 75. So, Jay Allen, what have you been having storms and stuff there in the Carolinas? Have you been subjected to weird weather like the rest of us today? I think tomorrow is going to be more of the same here, too. It's supposed to get, I think they said maybe up into the 60s and be that way for maybe 24 hours, 36 hours, and then come crashing back down to reality or something close to it. All right, the big man, Karl Anthony Towns, is our uncirculated veteran. Our uncirculated rookie is Jacob Evans for the Golden State Warriors. That is numbered to 199, Javon Carter for the Memphis Grizzlies. The Magic, I tell you guys, I've been chasing, Mo Bamba has been chasing me. Like every product we've opened, I have pulled so much Mo Bamba. Here he is again, numbered to 99. We pulled his 1 of 1 last night out of here. We pulled his 1 of 1 out of Certified. I mean, Mo Bamba is chasing me around for some reason. Jacob Evans III for the Warriors to 199. For the Bulls, hey, it's Jalen Rose. There's one you don't see too much anymore. Numbered to 99 for Chicago. Latchman's here. Hi, Latchman. Hey, you know what, Latch? I think I had forgotten to send you. I actually thought I had sent it, to be blunt. Your PayPal money request for the Bowman Chrome Mini break, the direct break. But then when I was looking in there tonight, I couldn't find any record of it. So I don't know if I typed it in and then I got distracted and I guess I never hit send or something. So I guess I had never sent it to you. So I tried to send it again to you this evening. And you have to let me know if you got it. And my apologies. I actually thought I did it the day before yesterday. And then when I was looking tonight, I was like, wait a minute. Like, what? Why don't I see this? So I think I just messed up on that one, friend, and thought I had sent it and I hadn't. So LeBron James and the Lakers, uncirculated veteran, and Elise Johnson and the Pacers is our uncirculated rookie. Yeah, Jay Allen, I mean, it has been raining really hard here all day too, but I was just surprised when we got the thunder and stuff in. It was like crazy. No, Latchman, I wasn't talking about for tonight. I was talking about the invoice for that direct break of those Bowman Chrome mini sets. That's what I was talking about. You know, the break that was $40 for the two teams and the Bowman Chrome mini that you were jumping into. That was for the Pistons, Blake Griffin to 75. Javon Carter and the Grizzlies, more draft day ink to 125. And, you know, in the first case, we didn't have a single draft day ink. Isn't that weird? Now, in the second case, we've hit, how many is that? Like 4 of them? It says Wendell Carter Jr. to 199. Next up, we have numbered to 10. That is Trae Young for the Atlanta Hawks. Trae has got a nice set of patches there, 3 of them, and a nice low numbered hit for Atlanta. Oh, great. Thank you, Latch. I appreciate that. Oh, Hottie, I'm sorry you don't like my breaks, man. I would say, you know, there is probably the option of both volume that you could turn down or mute. And that way you could still see the cards and not have to listen to me talk, as you say. So that should be the best solution, I think, there for you, Hoodie Will. I'm sorry that you don't like the way I run the breaks, but that's probably a good solution would just be to use volume or mute. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Clippers, that is to 199. Next out is Colin Sexton and the Cavaliers to 125. You know, Colin's been playing better lately, too, so he might be a little bit of a candidate for buy and stash. I mean, I think he's coming along. Chandler Hutchison and the Bulls to 149. And there comes Clint Capella for the Houston Rockets to 25. Our uncirculated baby Greek freak, that is Kostas Antetokounmpo for the Dallas Mavericks. Lauri Markkanen and the Chicago Bulls is our uncirculated vet card. All right, guys, it is last box mojo here in Absolute tonight. So if we haven't hit what you need yet, now is the time to work our collective mojo and see if we can bring home some big fiery hits for you here out of this last box. Although truly I am happy with the draft day ink, because we hit none of that. Isn't it? It's so odd, though, that we wouldn't hit a single one out of the first case, and then we've hit 4 or 5 out of the other one. I mean, you would have thought we would have hit 1 or 2 out of the first case anyway. Kyle Lowry and the Raptors. Uncirculated vet. Uncirculated rookie is Mo Wagner and the Lakers. To 149, that is Harrison Barnes and the Dallas Mavericks with a relic. My man Shai Gilgeous-Alexander shows up with a little ink to 125 for the Clippers. Yeah, Latchman, were you out shopping again? Were you being a good father and husband and you took everybody out to shop again tonight? I still don't know how you did Mall of America on Black Friday, man. That's just messed up. Numbered to 75, it is Shaquille O'Neal and the Lakers. And last but not least, we have Draft Day ink numbered to 25. And it's the Mavericks, but it's not who you wanted. It's Jalen Brunson. Not that that's a bad thing to hit, but I know who you were after. You were after Luka. And, yeah, I wish we had Luka for you in there tonight, but we did not send you home empty-handed anyway. So, of course, the recap, guys, is pretty much the entire break. Everything in it is a hit. So we'll buzz through that in a minute, but it will be fairly quick. We're not going to read off teams and numbers and all that when we do it as the recap. We'll just take a look through it for anybody who might have missed earlier. Meanwhile, this is what we need to go verify on the Panini website, okay? That is our glass card for the Greek Freak, Giannis. And it's going to be the Milwaukee Bucks, but you also know that I always put it up here on the screen so that everyone can see it and there's no questions or confusion or anything like that. This is card number 14. So let's find Giannis, and there you go. You can see it is the Milwaukee Bucks. And of course, these are not numbered, these glass cards. But there's not tons of them out there. So they're relatively, I mean, I don't know, scarce is not really the right word, but they're not exactly plentiful per player either. But they are pretty cool. So if you're into it, you know, collecting the glass cards is kind of fun. So our case hit redemption, of course, the one we just verified is Giannis. It goes to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now we'll take a look at our uncirculateds. I meant to have these in a pile, rookie and veteran side by side, and I kind of messed them up part of the way through it, and by the time I realized it, well, it didn't really matter. So either way, we're looking at them 2 at a time. You can tell which ones are rookies because it has the big rookie all down the side. Makes our life easy. Lisa Lucas showed up in the uncirculated cards if you have the Mavericks tonight. So does anybody know, by the way, how has anybody checked on the pricing for the uncirculated cards for, say, for instance, a Luka or DeAndre Ayton or Bagley, some of our high-profile rookies? I meant to do that today, and I got busy trying to get all that extra shipping out and didn't get it done. So we had Lakers, there's Clippers. That's really nice to 10 with Trae Young and the Hawks. And that is to 125 for the Grizzlies. There's the Mavericks to 25. And there's Shai. Mavericks again. The Rockets. The Warriors. There's the Marvin Bagley to 25. We actually hit pretty well in here when I start looking back through it. It was to 25 on Bagley. To 149 for the Bulls. There's Colin Sexton for the Cavs, the Bulls again. Here's the Pistons. Jalen Rose and the Bulls. Mo Bamba and the Magic. Javon Carter and the Grizzlies. Elfrid Payton Pelicans. The Spurs hit with a relic. Then we have Pacers and the Blazers. The Lakers with the nice Kobe Bryant, which his relics always sell for a little bit anyway, you know, probably get $10 or something. Sean Marion for the Mavericks, one of several draft day inks. That one, Lonnie Walker. That's the Jazz. Then, of course, we have the T-Wolves. That one is to 10. Golden State Warriors with a relic. More Draft Day ink. That one's for the Blazers. There's more Warriors. T-Wolves again. The Thunder with the Dennis Schroeder. And Zaire Smith. I forgot we hit Zaire Smith for the 76ers. Then, this is nice. This is Kevin Durant, numbered to 15. So, that's, if you've got the Golden State Warriors, you kind of covered your night, your bid anyway. I can't speak for your night. I don't know what else you bought, but you covered your bid probably for the Golden State Warriors with that card right there. Mikal Bridges to 149 for the Suns. Then we had a nice low-numbered relic to 10 for the Wizards. There's the Thunder and Nerlens Noel. Grayson Allen. The Hawks come up again. Kyle Korver and the Cavs. And a relic for the Pistons. So that is Absolute Basketball case break number 2 in the books. That's going to bring us right into Archives Baseball. That is kind of a long break, too. It's a 10-box case, and there's about 500 zillion cards in that case. At least that's how it feels when I'm sorting it. So, yeah, this next break's going to take us a while. So if you got to walk the dog or grab a soda, grab a snack, change the channel, you know, whatever you got to do, you're going to have a few minutes while we're getting this one opened up and out of the boxes and all that. If you did not see this earlier, here's the information that you need to know. Of course, no free shipping breaks tonight. Our paid breaks, which are Absolute that was just finished, Archives that's coming up, should be out the door on or before Wednesday. So no later than Wednesday, most likely sooner than Wednesday. And of course, consolation cards you don't need to worry about in Archives. And Absolute, if you got skunked, then any consolation cards you are due will ship out when the rest of the break ships. This is a 10-box case of 2018 Topps Archives Baseball. And, of course, we broke this when it first came out. And I don't know, somehow I separated this case from the rest of the Archives cases. I don't know what I did. Anyway, I stacked it in a weird spot and I just found it. So that's why we're breaking it tonight. And same format as before. You have the team names on one side, the winning bidders on the other. The only difference here is at the bottom, we do have Sandlot cards, right? Because that's an insert series in here. And the Sandlot cards are all going to that bidding category. It had its own bidding category. So any of those that we pull are going to head right there to that spot. Okay. I gotta get all, we're gonna get this Archives all out of the case first and foremost. And then we'll go onward from there. Nicholas is here. Hey, Nicholas. Philly fan is here. What's up, Philly fan? I don't know when I'm going to list 2016 Black Gold next. I have not really decided. I put up 2015 Black Gold Philly fan. That's up there as a half case break. And it ends in a couple of nights, I think. I would have to tell you on that spreadsheet for sure. I can't remember the exact night, but it ends before, not too awfully long. But I decided to put it up first because I had a full case of it. And the 2016, as you know, I don't have a full case of anymore. I don't even think I have a half case. I think I might have a half case. I might have 4 left, but I don't really know for 100% sure. Because we've broken a lot of that. Alan J., the former Milwaukee Braves are the current Atlanta Braves. So cards always stay with their franchises. And guys, all that information is right in the listing description. If you scroll down to the bottom of the listing, you will see an area down there that says special circumstances. And in that special circumstances area, it specifically talks about teams that have renamed and relocated. And they always stay with their franchise. So if we pull Montreal Expos, of course, that's the current Washington Nationals, and that's where that would go. Former Milwaukee Braves are the current Atlanta Braves, etc. So that's how that stuff all kind of rolls along. And Alan J., if you have any questions about any of those, if you see one go through that you have a question about, just hit me up in chat and we can, you know, talk about it live and sort it out if there's any questions. All right, you have got Baltimore and the White Sox in here, Jay Allen. All right, let's see if we can't find some Orioles or some Chicago White Sox for you. Yeah, I think, Alan J., I think that most breakers will do that the same way. The majority of breakers are going to have cards stay with their franchises. And it would just, you know, you have to know a little bit about franchise history, or if you don't, be willing, I guess, to look it up. But I think that most breakers probably do it that same way. Maybe a few others, maybe a few do it differently, but I would say the majority don't. You're looking for the Phillies, the Indians, and the Brewers. Okay, that's a pretty good wish list. Hopefully we can make something happen out of that. Archives is always a fun set to open. I mean, you kind of never know what you're going to get out of Archives. I mean, you can get some really interesting things. We found, wasn't it this year, guys? We found the baseball statistician. I think it was. And, of course, last year they had one of the super fans in here, and that guy that goes to all the different ballparks to try to get the foul balls. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was in there last year. And this year's the statistician and some other weirdness. But it's always a lot of fun. Looking for 2 on-card autographs per box in here. And, of course, loads of cards. You know, I'm sure everybody knows, but just in case they don't, I do generally point it out right up front. Those are facsimile autographs that you see on there, right? They're printed on. They're not actual hard-signed autographs. First of our Sandlot cards, once again, any of those that we pull are going to that Sandlot category. Those do have a really nasty habit of sticking to the card in front of them. So sometimes I find additional Sandlot cards when I'm sorting that I don't see in the break. I try to, you know, make sure they're not stuck, but every once in a while you'll find a few extras when you're sorting, so FYI. So here's our first autograph hit for the evening, and it is Hector Lopez. That is numbered to 99 for the Yankees. That's one of the fan favorites autographs. So first Archives of the evening is out for the Yankees. Oh, Jay Allen, you got the stats guy. Okay. I was like, I know we pulled that statistician guy because that was just like a crazy one to pull kind of out of nowhere. Nicholas, you sent off 4 cards to get graded. 3 came back 9.5 and 1 came back a 9. Excellent. Was it out of this year's rookie class, Nicholas? This year's Steelers rookies? I'm assuming. Maybe not. It could have been something else, but I was just assuming that's probably what it was. Yeah, it's always nice when you can come back with 9.5s, or really even 9s. I mean, I told you guys what the rep told them at the hobby shop for one of the, I forget if he told me it was the Topps rep or the Panini rep, but at any rate, one of them told him, you know, what the average grade was for a card, just the average card coming out of a pack, and it was really quite low, like I was surprised. That's numbered to 175. Boston Red Sox. We're looking at it because it has a little purple border and it's numbered. So, yeah, it's like they don't expect, the card representatives don't expect them to come out really at 9s or 10s. So, I kind of figure anytime we get 9, 9.5, or 10, anything like that pack pulled is probably just a gift. Hence why the 10s bring what they bring when they resell, right? Because they're not so easy to come by. Exactly. The worst was you said the Contenders draft class. Juju numbered to 17, came back a 9. Listen, I think that's still pretty good. I mean, you know, 9s are, I think that's still fine. What'd they knock you for? Was it something like centering that you can't control? Or was it like edges, corners? What was it? What'd they knock you for? A little Brewers Topps rookie history. So these are just reproductions of the various rookie cards of players over the years. And you know, at one time, I had that actual card right there, the original of that, once upon a time. Before I sold all my cards many years ago, got out of it for a long time, and then by the time I turned around and got back into it, you know, I was kind of wishing I'd kept all those, but it was too late because I sold them. They probably wouldn't have been graded very well anyway. I had them all when I was a kid, and certainly long before we had sleeves and top loaders. That's when you put them in shoe boxes and drawers, and you know, just throw them in this box. They'll be fine. Yeah, stuff like that. For the Red Sox, that is Rico Petrocelli. And that is not numbered that I am seeing on there, but Boston Red Sox with our second autograph hit. So Yankees got the first one out of this box, and the Red Sox taking, excuse me, taking the second one. I see a Sandlot card stuck to the back of Kyle Schwarber. They're just a different texture, the Sandlot cards, and they want to stick to the back of everything. They're very, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think. Sneaky. They're very sneaky, those Sandlot cards, hanging out, buying things. Flawless James Conner 2010 Contenders and a Mason Rudolph from one of the special packs. Oh, that's the stuff that you got graded. Okay, cool. How long did it take them to turn it around, Nicholas, out of curiosity? I'm assuming that you sent it to Beckett, who at one point in time was, gosh, like a year behind in sending out stuff. Not facetiously a year, a literal year. Now, of course, that's because people were then just paying for faster service, and then that just pushed the standard service back and back and back and back, and that's how they got in that mess. But at any rate, I am curious to know about how long it took them. Oh, that's not bad. It only took a month. And which level of service did you pay for, if I may ask, Nicholas? Like, was that about the turn time you were expecting? Oh, the card shop sent them for you. Okay. So they probably got you the discount then. Okay. I got you. They sent them in bulk and got you a discount. Our hobby shop used to do that too once upon a time. But yeah, Alan J., the cost can vary quite a bit. There's a lot of factors that come into play. The value of the card, the level of service that you choose, which has to do with how quickly you want them returned to you and that sort of thing. You can also join the Collectors Club for Beckett or for PSA DNA, either one. And sometimes you can save some money there, especially when you first join, because they'll give you vouchers to do a certain number of cards right off the top with your enrollment fee. But I would say in general that what Nicholas is quoting there is probably pretty close to the average, $20, $21, something like that for most of them. Now, if you were to pull like that Shohei Ohtani that we pulled at the first of the year that had the value of approaching $100,000, yeah, now that guy had to pay several $100s to have that card graded. But also the ones that are high value like that, they require you to do it on a really quick turnaround. You know, they don't want it sitting there in their place either, running the risk that it disappears or something happens to it or whatever. So It can be all the way up to, you know, several $100, just depending on all the factors that come into play. But probably $20 a piece is a good average to work with. Then you have to, of course, ship them there. Then you have to pay for the return shipping too. They charge you for that as well. Oh, your Antonio Brown Contenders rookie came back at 9.5. That's awesome. I only have the one Antonio Brown rookie. That's the one that came out of 2010 Plates and Patches. It's numbered to 25. But man, I mean, I pulled it in a break with somebody, and the edges and corners of it and stuff are really ragged. So I didn't send it off to get it graded because there's no way I pull a 9.5. I don't think I would pull a 9 either. I think those corners are bad enough. It might knock me down into like an 8.5 or something. So I never got it graded. I just kept it here so I could gaze upon it and feel happy about having pulled it, because it took me about 500 tries buying into those 2010 Plates and Patches breaks before I finally hit that thing. Not really that many times, but a lot. Jose Mesa for the Indians. Did somebody say they wanted the Indians? Seems like somebody typed in Indians on your wish list up there a minute ago. I believe that you did anyway. Jay Allen, you've seen specials as low as $9. That must be, yeah, I was going to say, that's when you're part of the collectors club deal. And also that's like the slow boat to China service, as they say, which means those are the ones, like when they got really far behind, those are the ones that would get pushed back and like way back in the pile that you might have been waiting 6 or 9 months to get back. Those bulk orders sometimes. That's numbered to 99. Jake Lamb and the Diamondbacks. Of course, you see that nice silver border there. And that's our clue to check the back for numbering on those. Platinum, silver, whatever you would like to call it. There's a Sandlot in behind, hanging out and hiding from me. Oh, Alan J., that was you that had the Indians. Okay, well, good. So we've got you off to a decent start then. Oh, the Contenders bin MVP. I know. It's like some of these, you pull them out of the pack and you can just look at them and know from the edges or the corners where you're just like, ugh, you know. It's like, I know that ding is going to get points knocked off, and at that point, I don't send them in because, you know, it's not going to grade as high as you want anyway. But of course, you can say, at least with one of them, I think you can with PSA, you may be able to with both of them. You can actually specify if it's going to grade lower than XYZ, you can tell them just don't grade it and return it to you. I think you still have to pay the fee, but you would just get it back raw, or maybe you just pay a part of the fee. I don't know, but I know there is a way to do that. Say if it doesn't meet a certain grade, then don't encapsulate it. For the Phillies, it's Pat Neshek. Well, okay. We all know I'm going to say it wrong. But isn't he the guy that collects other players' cards? I think that he is. I'm pretty sure that he's the guy who collects cards himself. And for a while, if you sent him somebody else's autographed card, he would send you one of his cards autographed in return. But I don't think he does that anymore. But I think he did that for a while. There's a purple border Josh Bell for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And that one is numbered to 175. And that's 2 of our boxes down. 2 down and 8 to go. This one does. This product just has a lot of base cards in it. So Takes a while to get through it, but it's a fun break. It always has interesting cards and archives, and I enjoy looking back at the designs from prior years. That's part of the appeal to me, anyway. Meanwhile, Alan J is kind of killing it, already hitting for a couple of his teams. So your mojo's flowing well tonight, Alan J. Meanwhile, Jay Allen is saying, hey, I need mine to move in the right direction too. Nicholas, have you looked to see what that Big Ben card would bring? What it sells for, like raw, ungraded? I never did look that one up to see what kind of cost it was bringing these days, but the card shop locally has a Big Ben rookie autograph, but the ink on it is really, really faded, and the shop owner, where he has it, I felt like it was because of lights that he uses in the case. It was in a display case. But he said no, they were special kind of lights that weren't supposed to do that. And he just said, you know, because it's old, the ink faded and whatever. But I haven't seen others from his rookie year that were that faded. I probably would have bought that thing if it had been, if the signature had still been pronounced or prominent or whatever the word is I'm looking for. If it hadn't been so faded, probably would have bought it because it was nice. The card itself was nice. The signature part, obviously, was the sad part on the Big Ben rookie. It probably would have, he probably would have cut me a deal on it too. Right before he sold that place, he was cutting deals on everything. You found, Latchman, you found some Topps Chrome today, some 1998 Topps Chrome. Wow, man, that's crazy. Hey, did you see, Latchman, that I put the Inception loose boxes up as a break? Did you notice that? So yeah, that Inception break is up and running on eBay if you are so inclined, which I figure you probably are. I know you're a fan of Inception. I just put all those loose boxes that I had together as one break, and it's the last of the Inception. So if you want in, Latch, that's the place to do it. The Contenders Big Ben rookie is selling at $800 to $1,000. SP Authentic is book or list price of $800, selling $1,000 to $1,400. Really, I'm surprised the SP is selling for more than the Contenders. That's a little unusual. Wonder why. Because usually Contenders, especially on the older cards like that, Contenders generally would be the one bringing a little more money. Yeah, I thought you would like that. The same night that we do Inception, we're doing the loose boxes that I found of Bowman Chrome HTA, the jumbos, the ones that are, you know, all autographs, no base cards in there. So I found 6 boxes of that too, which is a half case. So we're going to do that the same night that we do Inception, which is in a couple of nights from now. Ray Fosse comes out for the Indians. So the Indians with another hit. Indians are kind of raking it in. That would be Alan J again, I believe. He's kind of crushing this break right now. He's owning this break at the moment. And you know what? I am thinking about it. While I am thinking about it, I've had a couple of different people ask me just this week about chat. So I'm going to kind of run through that for a minute. I probably should have done it when we started, right? Instead of in the middle, but oh well. This is when I just now thought of it. So guys and gals, if you are watching live and you can't figure out how to get into chat to come play with us in that regard, there's several different ways you can approach it. So if you arrive at YouTube by typing in youtube.com into a browser on a desktop or a laptop, the only thing you have to do there is to be logged into your YouTube account at the time you pull up the video stream or after you pull up the video stream, and you should be able to see chat at that point. We have a Sandlot autograph, Bertram Grover Weeks, or rather the actor that played him is the signature on there. But so the Sandlot gets an autograph hit for that category. Now, on the other hand, if you are watching from a mobile device, a tablet, or a cell phone, and not using the app, but you've gone to the browser and typed in youtube.com, in that instance, you have to do two things. You have to be logged into YouTube, and you also need to hit the link that says view the desktop version. Then you should be able to see chat. If you are watching from a mobile device and you are using the YouTube app, I think you stay logged into the app, I believe, which would mean then that you should just see it when you open it up, I think. All right. The Mets, Ahmed Rosario, that is a facsimile signature, guys. That is not a hard-signed autograph, but a reproduction autograph. But the reason I'm showing it to you is because it is numbered to 25 with that nice light blue border there. So low number Ahmed Rosario rookie hit for the Mets. And another box bites the dust. Well, that's not too bad, Nicholas. That the one from 2017 Contenders recently sold for $100. That's not too shabby. So they put out the order form for plates and patches football. They're allocating it this year. Yuck. Because you know they when they excuse me, they revived it. Of course, recently after it having been dormant since 2011, before they brought it back to us in 2016. And 2016 wasn't allocated, nor was last year, 2017. But this year, they are allocating plates and patches. So, I don't know if we'll be able to get as much of that as I want or not, but I'm trying to order for like 12 cases. I don't think I'll get 12 cases, but maybe I'll get 7 or 8, I hope. I love my plates and patches. I was worried that they were going to allocate it this year because it sold so well last year. And sure enough, they did. And of course, you know, they brought Playbook back too. So after they had put it in the mothballs just for a year, really, because we had it in 2016, we didn't have it in 17. They're bringing it back for 18 too. So, and you know what we're going to get next week, guys? Bowman Draft got moved. I think I told you that. It was originally a Wednesday release. They moved it. They didn't give us a new date yet. Just let us know that it's off the calendar for next week. However, as far as I know, we still have Dynasty on the books for next week, but not Wednesday, Friday, next Friday. So we should have some shiny new baseball products to play with towards the end of the week, next week with Dynasty. Then whenever they have the rescheduled Bowman Draft, that should hit sometime in December. The new Leaf product should start hitting pretty soon as well. So we'll have, of course, Ultimate Draft for baseball, Valiant Draft, and Metal Draft in baseball. All three should... One, I don't remember which one comes first, but Those should be rolling around before too long. The first one of it anyway. And then, of course, we'll have Bowman's Best right around the end of the year. That usually wraps up a current baseball season with Bowman's Best. And then in January, we'll start it all over again with 2019 Series 1. This is Mike Timlin for the Red Sox for our autograph hit. Yes, all of the cards ship in this break for sure. We don't hold anything out of this. So sometimes I do list breaks where veteran base cards don't ship, but when that is the case, it will always clearly state that in the listing description. So unless you see that in the listing description, then you know all the cards are going to ship. And in this case, yes, every card ships out of here, the base and the whole lot of it. So if you saw it go by and that's your team, you are going to get it. So here is Tim Raines, handily. We talked about the Montreal Expos earlier. This is numbered to 125. And of course, the former Montreal Expos are the current Washington Nationals. Cards do always stay with their franchises. So that Expos card will be heading out the door to the Washington Nationals. Jay Allen, you're heading out of here for tonight. All right, man, I will keep trying to conjure up some Baltimore Orioles and some White Sox for you. All right, I will do my best to find that for you, Jay Allen. Alan J., I'm with you. I like Tim Raines. I always liked the Montreal Expos. I remember the Montreal Expos well, and I always liked them. And so, yeah, I'm with you on that one. That's one you can be a little jealous of, I think, because it was always fun, the Expos. Well, I flipped that over right in time to, find it upside down again. We have Gleyber Torres, our nice rookie for the Yankees with the purple border there. Of course, the purple border ones are not numbered, but they are parallels. Most of our other borders that have a color, the vast majority of them are going to be numbered. All right, Jay Allen, I will definitely catch you next time. Tomorrow night, are you going to be around tomorrow? Remember, we're starting at 9 instead of 10 because we've got whatever we're doing tomorrow night. I don't even remember. Prism and something, I think, right? Yeah, Prism and Flawless Collegiate, maybe. Might be it. For tomorrow night. A little basketball. 'Tis the season for basketball. My Wildcats played today. They still just don't, I don't know what's wrong with them. I mean, they won, but it's another one of those games where you look at it and on paper you think, yeah, they should probably have won that game by 25 points and there should have never been any question. And in reality, no, it took them 3/4 of the game to get any kind of a lead, and they still just, I don't know, they look like deer in the headlights somehow. They look so much better in the preseason. I just don't understand what has happened to them. It is crazy. It's insanity. Rob, I didn't think Gleyber was numbered on the back, but maybe, oh, he is. He's to 175. I'm sorry, guys. You're good eyes. He absolutely is. Right there to 175. That's the reason I always flip them over, because, you know what? Sometimes I do miss them. And that way, if I do, at least you guys have got it, or we could go back and reference it, later on the video if we had to. So I do generally try to flip over our parallels and our hits to show you front and back for that very reason, because I sometimes miss it because I wasn't expecting it. See, I was thinking the purple were unnumbered in here and I wasn't even looking for it. Oh, Alan J., that was like, what in the world, right? I just don't think Alabama will ever lose. Like, ever. What in the world? I know. So I'm thinking Georgia, you know, Tua goes out. You think Georgia's probably gonna win the game, and by golly, here comes Jalen Hurts riding to the rescue, looking every bit like the player that everybody thought he was going to be before Tua took over for him last year. So then in a reversal of roles, this year Jalen takes over and rides off into the sunset as the hero. So, I mean, crazy, right? I just don't think Alabama ever is going to lose a game again. That's how it feels anyway. Being that I'm in the, you know, my Kentucky Wildcats football, we're certainly a whole lot better this year than we've been in recent years. So we got a ways to go before we would be able to compete with Alabama. But man, yeah, every time you think that they're down and out, they find a way to get things turned around. So sure enough, that was crazy. But Alabama takes it again. The SEC championship, I mean. I'm glad that Jalen Hurts won it for him, though, really. I mean, because he had, that was a rough go for him last year when Tua took over in the playoff game, and then Hurts basically gets benched this year, and I don't know. I think kid's been through a lot. I'm glad he got the win, though. Definitely glad he got in and got to play the hero. So oh, absolutely. Compared to previous seasons, Kentucky Wildcats were 1,000 times better than we have been in a long time, for sure. And truly, if we hadn't just kind of fallen apart there towards the very end, I don't really know what happened, but there's probably one of those games we would have legit lost no matter what. But there were a couple of those other games that we lost that we really had every opportunity to win. We just kind of fell apart there down the stretch a little. To 175, that is Moncada for the White Sox. And if, you know, just all we needed was just a couple of plays to go a different way, and we could have been right there in the mix this year. So I was happy with it. We still have, I think, a question at quarterback. You know, kids just got to get better. Terry Wilson's just got to get better. But outside of that, defense played great all year. And, of course, Benny Snell, man, fantastic. Maybe the Kansas City Chiefs will be in the market for Benny Snell, all things considered, right? You know, I was thinking about the situation with Kareem Hunt. It's like, okay, so the NFL says, well, they tried to investigate. No one would cooperate. No one would give them the video. Okay, well then how did TMZ get it? Well, right. So we know TMZ is known to pay people, and so they probably paid someone and got it. And then I was thinking last night to myself, yeah, it's probably Le'Veon Bell, right? He's going to need a new team next year. Le'Veon's probably like offering people cash on the sly. Hey, you get me that tape, man. Leak it to TMZ. I'll pay for it. You know he's going to try to slide right in that spot. Of course, I'm being facetious. I don't really think Le'Veon Bell is the one who paid for it or had it leaked. But anyway, just joking about that part. Adam Kennedy and the Angels. Not the angel you're looking for, perhaps, but at least a hit for the Angels. But I will say this. I do really think that Benny Snell, I mean, I know running backs traditionally are going to go in later rounds, but I do think that Benny will probably go fairly high in terms of the overall running back class. Rich Ariella, that's for the Giants. Aurelia, rather. Well, that's assuming he turns pro. I mean, we're making that assumption. He hasn't officially announced that that's what he's going to do, but I think we can all agree that's what he's going to do. Nicholas, you're out of here too. All right, brother. Well, I am glad you stopped by to see us tonight, Nicholas. I'm always glad to see you and catch up on your news. So thank you for hanging out for a while tonight too. The White Sox, Jose Abreu, that is numbered to 99. Yeah, Alan J., that was a weird situation. I mean, the Chiefs are coming out and saying, of course, well, we talked to him about it when it happened, and he lied to us, you know, and now we know the truth because we've seen the tape. Of course, they don't say what it is that he supposedly, allegedly said to them in February, but yeah, they investigated it. And the NFL says, well, the witness didn't want to cooperate. You know, the girl who got, you know, injured, attacked, whatever. The girl, you know, didn't want to cooperate, and we couldn't get the video. The hotel or the building, whether it was I think they said it was a hotel and apartments in the same building. So whichever part of the building it was, that the building would only release the tape to the police, and they couldn't get a hold of it. I'm thinking, seriously, like, you are the NFL and you can't get the police to show you that tape. Like, that doesn't seem right, but okay, maybe. Maybe. And then all of a sudden it pops up here. Then they have to take action. They're forced to take action once the tape is out there. So who knows what they knew or when they knew it. But I mean, it's kind of like Ray Rice 2.0, right? I mean, same deal. Ray Rice thing happened months beforehand, and then it was when TMZ got a hold of the video and leaked it that that the NFL did something. And of course, Ray Rice never played another down of football, period. And I have an idea that Kareem Hunt's probably never going to play another down of football either. As I think they won't let him. But then, you know, you look at that, and then you've got all these, but you've got other, I don't know, the NFL just needs to get a policy together and stick to it. Because then you've got Joe Mixon, who broke a girl's nose on camera, like in a restaurant, punched her in the face and broke her nose. I mean, it's not funny, but I'm like, how do you compare that? So it's okay to draft him, and because it happened before he got to the pros, so it's like, oh yeah, that's fine. Joe Mixon can break her nose on camera, and we're okay with that. Not that I'm defending what Kareem Hunt did, because I'm not. It's indefensible. He should not have done it. But my point being, the NFL seems to have a bit of a double standard in many regards. David's here. Hi, David. Edward Encarnacion with a little silver border here, numbered to 99. Also for the Cleveland Indians, who have had quite a few parallels and autographs and various things come through this evening. David, I know you're finally here during the live part. I know, man. You're usually catching it later on the delay, so I'm glad to see you in here live with us tonight. Julio Teheran for the Braves, numbered to 175, with our purple border. Yeah, and you've got good timing, David. We're maybe a little over halfway through. But that way, you know, you're not too far from the recap. You still get to see some of it coming out live, but you don't have to sit through the whole thing. It's a long break. Like, I'm not oblivious to that fact. I know it's a long one. It takes a while to get everything out of the packs as much as anything else. Because really, you can do a half case of top Series 1, Series 2, or Update Jumbos. You can do a half case of those, which is 1,500 cards, in a faster amount of time than you can do less cards of other things like this. Although this is probably close to that number of cards. Simply because of the way they package it in Series 1 and Series 2 and Update. Because it's in those nice jumbo packs where you know you've got a ton of base. You get to all the good stuff in the middle. And then you know you got a ton more base. So you can just like fly through it and stop in the middle. I wish that some of this stuff was configured that way. Also because there's fewer packs to open. Kevin Appier for the Royals. So Kansas City getting in on the action here. You've got the Minnesota Twins, huh? Minnesota. We will definitely be doing Elite Extra Edition. That release date is sometime in December. I honestly cannot remember exactly when in December, but I know it's coming up before too awfully long. I don't usually do a ton of Elite Extra Edition. I usually do a couple cases of it, and that's probably what we will do again this time. Most likely in half cases, because if I remember correctly, they are pretty big cases with a lot of boxes in them. Panini has a nasty habit of doing some of those 20-box cases and stuff at times. This is Brad Radke. So you might be just in time then, huh? To see your Minnesota Twins get a hit. Just in time, David. You brought yourself some good luck, maybe. Is that it? You came in and you brought yourself the mojo. Yeah, Elite Extra Edition is, again, any of those prospecting products. You guys know I'm a fan of that. I love my Bowman. I love any of the things that you can prospect in, which of course is Panini's Elite Extra Edition, is basically their version or their equivalent of a Bowman product, i.e. it's primarily prospects. And I do love my prospecting. For sure. I just hope they don't do something dumb and put Bowman Draft out at the same time, the same week that they do Elite Extra Edition. I mean, I was much happier when we originally had Bowman Draft coming out on Wednesday, because whatever the schedule is for Elite Extra Edition, I remember looking at it thinking, oh, good, we'll have time to break through a decent amount of the Bowman Draft before we start on the Elite Extra Edition. But now that Topps is going to move the Bowman Draft, I don't know how that's going to land us. But so many times they'll put it out like right in the same week, and you're thinking, why do you do that, guys? Just why didn't one of you just own the market for that week? But yeah, it's not how it works. But I can wish, I can dream about it, right? So I guess then, of course, we know we're going to have Dynasty next Friday. Bowman's Best towards the end of the month. Hopefully Bowman Draft will drop somewhere in there. Panini Elite Extra Edition will drop in December. And surely to goodness, at least one of the Leaf products should. I think Metal Draft might be first, then Ultimate Draft, then Valiant. Maybe. But I could have that order wrong. If you've never broken Leaf Baseball, you should take a look at it, because their baseball products are generally excellent. And Valiant in particular often has the best patches, relics, that you will find in just about anything all year long. I mean, their Valiant relics are normally just fantastic. So if you haven't ever looked at any of the Leaf products, you might check them out sometime. You know, look up some of the past years and you can get an idea of how they come out. And of course, everything's hard signed, and they usually have a really good lineup of prospects and sometimes rookies in there too. But they change their schedule so often, it is impossible to know when they're actually going to release it, because they'll give you a date and it'll change 15 times. And one time, not too awfully long ago, again, that's like, what are they thinking? They did not announce it until the day it was supposed to be released that they were changing the release date. And it's like, wait, what? How are you? That was stuck behind one. How are you not telling us until the day it is supposed to come out? So that was a big hot mess, because of course it was listed to break on that night that it was supposed to release. But like always, we figured out how to make it work. The Angels have another autograph hit. It's still not your Shohei, but we do at least have Gary Pettis for you if you have the Angels. Got a couple of autographs out for you up to this point in time. Sandlot stuck behind there. Tommy Timmons in the Sandlot. And Willie Wilson comes out for the Royals. Which I think is maybe the second hit for Kansas City, too. I think. Wait a minute. No, I guess not. I thought something was stuck behind Don Mattingly, but in fact it was not. For the Braves, that is numbered to 99. Julio again. We already pulled out a Julio parallel a moment ago, although I think it was the purple one, I believe. That one, of course, the shiny, pretty silver one. Shiny things. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what all we've got coming past next week, because the dates have changed so much on stuff. A lot of basketball, of course. But there's not much of a gap in baseball from the time we finish up Bowman's Best until the time 2019 Series 1 rolls around. So most of the things in this day and age are year-round. Just break it all year-round with no gap. I wouldn't mind having a little bit of a gap here and there, though. Catch up on some things. So I do have a lot of older products. Not as much older stuff in baseball as I do in basketball or football. But I have all that stuff that I always want to get paired up and put together to do mixed breaks and stuff like that. But it seems like we never have enough time to do it, because there's just always new products coming out by the handfuls every week. I would love to have a gap of a week or two. And as it stands right now, they have both Contenders basketball and Contenders football scheduled to release December 26th. The day after Christmas. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, come on, man. And whenever they do weird stuff like that around the holidays, it's always so hard to get the product from the distributor. Because, you know, UPS and FedEx and those guys have holiday schedules too. Everybody gets stuff late, and then they send it to us late, and then it turns into a whole big mess, and you're paying for overnight shipping, or somebody's paying for overnight shipping. And I always hate when they bump it right up next to a holiday like that. So I don't know if they'll end up moving it or not, maybe. But as it stands right now, those two are both due to hit on the 26th of December. Of course, we might break a little Christmas night. Probably not Christmas Eve, but actual Christmas night we might break. Aren't you guys usually bored by Christmas night? Want something to do? I am. By then, all the gifts are opened, all the food is eaten, the leftovers are in the refrigerator, vegged out on sports, ready to do something. We did a little break on Thanksgiving night this year. And it was fun. Don't do the real heavy-duty stuff on the holidays, but sometimes get a few little things together. Change it up a little. I do still have well, you can see some of it. We still have some 2018 Topps Chrome in both Jumbos and Hobby, and the Sapphire edition down there at the bottom. So we'll do some kind of Topps Chrome mixer sometime in December. I don't know when, but somewhere in the month of December we'll break that. And also in the month of December, we should have a little mixer of 2018 stuff. Probably be like Finest and maybe Triple Threads and I don't know, some odds and ends stuff. Dynasty will be a team break, Alan. I do most of my stuff I do as team breaks. It's rare that I do a player break. And if I'm doing a multi-sport product, then those I usually will do just like first letter of the last name type thing, which is still sort of team, but not exactly team. But I don't do very many player breaks. I don't like doing them because I don't like all the listings. It requires a massive amount more listing to do a player break than a team break. And the sorting is a bit more tedious as well. So I tend to stick to team breaks most of the time. And I know certainly there's plenty of money to be made in doing it player breaks, and oftentimes I probably leave money on the table if I did player breaks, but I just don't prefer them. So that's nice. For the Brewers, you've got the Robin Yount autographed rookie card. Well, the rookie card reprint. It's numbered to 99. But you know what? Why does this one have that little white edge? Like our other one didn't have that. Our other reprints didn't. So did they miscut this or what? I don't know. We shouldn't have that little white edge, I don't think, but we do. It is still a nice hit for the Brewers, but that little white border is, I'm thinking, bugging me. But it is certainly a nice hit. I always was a fan of his, hence, you know, as I told you guys earlier, I had his rookie cards back in the day, several of them, before I sold that collection and went away from collecting for a while and then came back. The Mets hit with Felix, so both of our hits out of this box came out right in a row there. Oh, Alan, do you have the Brewers in here tonight, too? I couldn't remember who all you had. Well, then you have really had a good night, man. You have, like, this might have what you chose, as Yoda would say, you chose wisely. You did quite well with your teams in here tonight. If you also have the Brewers, and I believe you do. I think that's what you're saying. So congratulations on that, Alan. We don't have to say the J now that J. Allen's gone. David, earlier we had J. Allen and Alan J. both in here. So we were getting confused about who was who. So I was saying, you know, full name for both. Now we can just call Alan Allen. We are closing in on it. We've got, of course, the rest of this box to finish up and then 2 more to go. So we're making good progress. The Yankees and Tyler Wade, that is numbered to 175. Oh, David, you said he outbid you on the Brewers. Now you're like, oh, man. I know. Archives really didn't do that well this year, just in general. I mean, even when it first came out, the bidding for Archives was really low all year. I don't know why everybody was kind of off of Archives for some reason this year, but I always have enjoyed this product. I like all the throwback kind of products. You know, the cards that are more the look and feel of the cards I remember growing up, which is, I'm sure, why I like it. Heritage and archives and that sort of thing. Oh, Alan, yeah, David's a good sport. He's just having some fun with you. No worries. We go back and forth with each other quite frequently in these breaks. There's a lot of people that are in for often. And so everybody kind of knows everybody. Not everybody knows everybody, but I mean there are many people that know many other people, and we go back and forth and give each other grief. But it's all in good fun. All right, next to last box. And if I could just have a little magic genie that would take them all out of the pack. Think how much faster our life would be going by so much faster. If I could just wiggle my nose like Bewitched and get all the cards out of the wrappers, I would be so happy. That's if any of you even remember Bewitched. You may all be young folks who don't remember Bewitched and have no idea what I'm talking about, but hopefully there's somebody close to my age who remembers it anyway. I know, Alan. You know, I thought about that. I was like, oh, it'd be so great if I just had somebody else taking them out of the wrappers so that they could just slide them over and then, you know, boom, boom, boom. I could just go through them. And then I remembered, oh yeah, you got to take them out on camera. So then how would that work? So we have to do what, like a picture-in-picture or something? I don't know. It seemed like it would be a mess. And so then I realized I couldn't do that. But man, the thought has occurred to me. That is numbered to 25. It's Aaron Nola and the Phillies. Because, yeah, it would be twice as fast if somebody had gotten all the cards out of the wrappers first and just, you know, slide them across the table and there we'd go. But you can't do that. It's all got to be on camera. But believe me, I have thought about it. David, you said you're old. Okay. So you remember Bewitched then, at least. I'm not going to be the only one who gets that reference then, so that's good. Jack Morris. Wow, I hadn't thought about Jack Morris in forever. Detroit Tigers to 175. Yeah, those Sandlot cards are a hot mess, guys. I mean, that's what I was telling you guys at the start of the break, and for anybody who might have missed me saying it earlier, I often, when I am sorting, will find, you know, an extra 2, 3, 4 Sandlot cards somewhere in these base cards that are just simply stuck to the back of the card in front of it. And obviously I try to catch it going through live because you want to be able to see what's coming your way if you have the Sandlot category. But sometimes they slide right by me and I don't catch them until I'm sorting. But yeah, they definitely, they're a lot glossier than the rest of the cards that we have in here. And I guess it just, I don't know, it's almost like a static and it forms a seal almost to the back of the card in front of it. And they really hang on there pretty good, those Sandlot cards. Yes, David, you are correct. The Sandlot cards do sell well out of here. Usually the insert series and archives will do pretty well. It's been Field of Dreams and Sandlot and, why can't I think of the Charlie Sheen movie? Why can't I think of the name of it? Help me out, guys. The Indians, Charlie Sheen, I can't think of the name of it. Well, anyway, it'll come to me in like 5 minutes or the middle of the night or sometime tomorrow. Point being, the insert sets that they do that are tied to movies usually do resell pretty well. And the Sandlot cards, certainly, I mean, you know, that's kind of a classic. Along with the other ones, Field of Dreams and Major League. Thank you. I'm like, why can't I think of the name of that movie? Like, I can see it. I can see the case of the movie. I just, you know, the ball with the mohawk on it. Why can't? Yes, Major League. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See, that's what happens when you get old. That right there. I can't remember the names of things anymore. What? Oh, Hello B-Side is here too. Hi, Hello B-Side. You were jumping in there to help me out. And so is Randy. Randy's here. Hi, Randy. You've been so quiet. Have you been here the whole time, Randy, and you just didn't say hi? Or did you just get here? Mike Timlin. I think we already pulled Mike Timlin. And if we did, now you have another one for the Red Sox. You got a bookend now for him. So, yeah. Oh, look. Sandlot's got a second autograph. You got one earlier. And, by the way, we don't pull this one very often. Mrs. Smalls. Like, you don't even usually pull Mrs. Smalls very much as the base card. So, that, kids, is the hit for the Sandlot. That is nice right there. Yeah, it is. So Sandlot just made themselves their bid back. Right there. So Randy, you've been here off and on. All right. Well, hi. How's work going? Do you like your new job? I know you said you're on the road a lot, but sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes that's a bad thing. All right, it is last box mojo time, kids. Of course, we kind of already hit a big hit in this last box with Joan Allen. Mrs. Smalls is like pretty smoking hot, but we're going to try to equal it or better it here with our last box mojo here. In the final box of the final case of archives. I don't think that I have any loose boxes of archives hanging around that I know of. Trying to kind of mentally think about the stuff that I'll be putting together to do mixers and things. It's going great? All right, good. I'm glad to hear that, Randy. It's always kind of daunting when you start a new job, right? Because you always start with high hopes and think, oh, it's going to be great. And a lot of times it is, but every once in a while, at least for me, historically, every once in a while I would start a new job and think, oh, brother, what have I done? But then, you know, you get a few weeks in and it's fine. But sometimes right when you start out, depending on the job and whatnot, they can be a little overwhelming at times. So I'm glad to hear, whoa, that it's going well. And hang on now, hang on. I've got somebody that tried to run away from me, but I caught him, Trevor Story. See, Trevor Story, you're too slow. Even as a baseball card, Trevor, you're too slow. Much like Manny Machado, who says he's never going to be Mr. Hustle or whatever his word was. Like, still can't get over that the guy said that in the interview. Come on, Manny. You're going into a year of free agency where you're supposed to make like $1 zillion trillion and you're basically standing up there for a nationwide job interview going, yeah, I don't really play that hard most of the time. Okay, thanks. Please let me give you $400 million. Thank you. People are crazy. But I guess when you make what those guys make, what difference does it make if it's $10 million less, right? They're like, yeah, $10 million drop in the bucket. Speaking of dropping in the bucket, I saw that Ezekiel Elliott got hit with a massive fine for his $21 donation touchdown celebration. Which, of course, you know, they called it using a prop, which technically it was, because he did use the cash, the $21 as a prop that he put in the big red, you know, kettle, Salvation Army kettle. And I think they fined him $13,000. And some of that's just, I mean, come on, you know. I'm glad they loosened up the touchdown celebration stuff. They need to let them have some fun. And this whole business of, you know, oh, that's going to be a prop, and now we're going to fine you $13,000 for donating $21 to the Salvation Army. Like, come on. The Nationals, you hit with a little Victor Robles. That is a nice hit for the Nats. Of course, we didn't get a good look at Victor because he was hurt. It's also numbered to 25, no less. And, of course, that's the reason you got to get a taste of Juan Soto, because it would have been Victor coming up had he not been injured. Instead, you got Juan called up, who was, as we all know, fantastic. And that means Victor should probably be up full time in this upcoming year. And you'll already have all of his rookie cards. So all you have to do is just wait for him to get called up and cash in. There you go. Life is good. Oh, was the fine $13,021? Are you kidding me? I thought it was $13,000 even. They really fined him the extra $21? Oh, that's so stupid. Trey Mancini and the Orioles, that is numbered to 175. I think that was Jay Allen was looking for a Baltimore Oriole hit, although he probably wanted an autograph, but at least, you know, we found something. Castillo for the Marlins. Little Miami Marlin action there. Right here at the end of the night. But you know what? Victor was good last box mojo. So I think the mojo still helped us out here in the last box. Hi, baseball card collector dad, by the way. Yeah, I wish they would stop finding those guys for stuff like that. They fined the kid who did the, he did the touchdown celebration for the Saints that used the cell phone, and another, it was like a throwback, a celebration that somebody else had done years before, and he had the cell phone hidden under the pads of the goal post, and he got a whopping big fine too. Same reason, using a prop. Johnny Cueto for to 25 for the Giants. And my thing is, why can't you just let them have fun within reason? I mean, you know, you don't want them having use of a prop that slows down the game, you know, where you don't want them running out of the locker room with a live animal or something. But basic stuff like cell phone, putting $21 in the kettle, whatever, let them have their fun. But the NFL thinks otherwise. All right, kids, we are going to do a little recapping here. So your Sandlot cards, again, there are very possibly base cards for Sandlot that are still stuck behind regular base cards that I did not catch as we were going through live. And of course, I will send them to you if I find them when I'm sorting. But those are the ones that we did find while we were going through it live. And I hope that's the majority of them. But realistically, I think there probably are a few because there almost always are. That one's numbered to 25 for the Giants. Trey Mancini and the Orioles to 175. The Tigers to 175. Aaron Nola for the Phillies to 25. Tyler Wade, Yankees, 175. Julio, numbered to 99. Julio again to 175, both for the Braves. Cleveland Indians to 99. The White Sox to 99 with Jose Abreu. Moncada comes out to 175 for the White Sox. The Gleyber Torres and the Yankees to 175. Ahmed Rosario to 25 for the Mets. The Pirates and Josh Bell to 175. Jake Lamb and the D-backs to 99. And Bobby Doerr and the Boston Red Sox to 175. Now, of course, all those, for anybody who didn't catch this earlier, those are all facsimile, i.e. printed signatures. So those are not, autographs on those, but they were separated out because they were numbered parallels. Now we're recapping our autographs. So for the Marlins, we have the Castillo. Here's the nice Robles that has come out for the Nationals, numbered to 25. This is super nice. Mrs. Small's Joan Allen Sandlot autograph hit is just fantastic, actually. The Red Sox, Mike Timlin. The Mets have Felix. The Brewers have Robin, and that's a nice hit for the Brewers to 99. The Royals, Mr. Willie Wilson. The Angels, Gary Pettis. Brad Radke comes out for the Minnesota Twins. Kevin Appier for the Royals. Rich Aurelia for the Giants. Adam Kennedy, Angels. Expos, Tim Raines, nice hit as well to 125. Of course, former Montreal Expos, current Washington Nationals, so that goes to the Nats. There's your second Timlin, so Red Sox with a second hit. And the Sandlot has a second hit, too. The Indians hit with Ray Fosse, and I've always been partial to catchers, as you know, so that hit makes me smile. Pat Neshek for the Phillies. Jose Mesa, Indians. Rico Petrocelli for the Red Sox. Is that the Red Sox? Wait a minute. Is he a Red Sox? Yeah, he's a Red Sox. He says Red Sox right up there across the top. What am I thinking? I don't know. I said Red Sox, and then right after I said it, I was like, wait a minute. Is that right? Yes, dummy. Says it right across the top of the card. And then Hector Lopez for the New York Yankees. I know, it's late. Cut me some slack. That one is numbered to 99. So those are our breaks for tonight. I will put up the spreadsheet information here again one final time. For anyone who might have missed it earlier, I'm going to show you your projected shipping dates first. Then we'll take a quick look at what's coming up in the days ahead. So shipping dates, this stuff should be out the door to you on or before Wednesday. Most likely before, but definitely on Wednesday at the latest. No free shipping breaks tonight. Everything paid. Of course, everybody definitely pulled cards here. And an absolute, if you didn't get anything in that, your consolation cards would ship with the rest of the break since it's a paid shipping break. This is the stuff we've got up on eBay that's coming up in the days ahead. So tomorrow night, we're starting early at 9 o'clock. We're doing a 4th and goal football box and Prism basketball. On Monday, we're going to do Flawless Collegiate Basketball 18-19, and then we'll do 2018 Immaculate Football case. That is the last of the Immaculate Football that I have on hand as well. Tuesday night, we're going to do a half case of 2015 Black Gold Football and another case of Absolute Basketball. Wednesday night, we'll do our 6-box Inception Baseball break, our 6-box Bowman Chrome HTA/Jumbo break, and a 12-box case of Obsidian Football, which comes out on Wednesday. Then on Thursday night, we will do another 12-box case of Prism Basketball. Yeah, I know, all that sorting. It's going to be painful. So that's what we look like in the days ahead. And I guess that's kind of got us wrapped up for tonight. I can't think of anything else that we haven't covered tonight. So I guess I am out of here. So thank you once again for joining me, spending part of your Saturday night with me. Hope I will see you again soon. I will be back at it tomorrow night. So take care all. See you next time.